Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. It's been about a week since we've been back from BrickFair Virginia near Washington, D.C. Had an amazing time at the convention. So many awesome builds, and it was great to meet a whole bunch of people there. And also had a lot of fun up in Baltimore at the B&O Railway Museum. Definitely make sure to check out the videos from our trip if you haven't already. And, in getting back into the Lego room here, one of the things that was really apparent to me is that I needed to do a little bit of cleanup and organization work to get the space prepared for all the different projects that are kicking off over the next little while, and the large number of BrickLink orders that we have coming in to facilitate all of those projects. So in today's video, we're going to go over the cool items that we brought back from the BrickFair Virginia 2024 convention. And we're also going to take a look at some of the changes and sort of organization work I've been doing around the storage portion of the Lego room and just around the layout in general. And then we will talk a little bit about some of the upcoming videos that you will see over the next few days to highlight the new projects that are kicking off and underway around the room. You'll notice, some things already popping up in the camera space as we move around the room that will give a few things away. You can see we've got some of the shelving coming in there for the new ceiling railway track. So those are going to be going up soon, and a number of other cool things that are getting started down here. So let's dive in and start by looking at our BrickFair Virginia haul. So as I mentioned, had an excellent time at BrickFair Virginia, and one of the advantages of this particular convention is it allows me a chance to visit the Brickmania store again. Between Brickworld Chicago and then BrickFair Virginia, those are my two opportunities to, I guess more easily pick up Brickmania minifigures and sets, and was really happy with what I was able to get from their road store at the convention itself. Picked up an Apocalypse Ranger minifigure, really happy with that. Also picked up their latest exclusive minifigures, the Civil War Icons #3, Jackson and Sherman. Always a big fan of the Brickmania minifigures. Really cool. The creativity and just the awesome look of these characters that they release out. So really happy to pick up those. And then also I was able to pick up this brick-built Einstein, basically an Einstein brickhead figure. Should be a great addition to our brickheads wall on the way down into the Lego room. So super happy with those items. Was also able to stop at the Brick Journal booth and pick up 3 issues of the magazine that I hadn't been able to get yet. Don't have a bookstore here in Canada that sells Brick Journal magazines, so I tend to, try to pick up these issues whenever I can on trips to the US. Was really happy to get these 3 issues. You can see we've got an awesome space issue here. Great one there. Looks like it's Disney, maybe some pirate stuff in that issue. And then the last issue, it's looking at the white wall build that we saw at BrickCan earlier this year. So really awesome stuff. Really big fan of Brick Journal magazine. So, always great when I can pick up issues that I'm missing. In addition to that, we've got our BrickFair Chantilly 2024 brick there. Really happy with that. We got a couple of flags from Brickmania, a nice little patch from Brick Journal, and then some miscellaneous bricks that will go great in our collection. We'll get them sorted out so that we can use them in upcoming builds. And then a great brick here for the recognized AFOL networking event 2024. Not a huge haul this time around. I didn't see a ton of stuff that really caught my eye, but was also, thinking about the orders that we were placing both before we left for BrickFair Virginia and the orders that we've since put in to kick off a number of the projects that we've got going on in the Lego room here. So that's where most of my focus was this time around, but I was glad to be able to get these awesome items. We'll build Einstein soon, and we'll cover him on the channel, and really need to do a video looking at the different minifigures that I've been able to pick up from Brickmania. Really cool, and need to come up with a nice way to display them. So, that covers our haul from BrickFair Virginia. Like I said, was a lot of fun, both the convention itself and getting to go to the Railway Museum. Highly recommend checking out those videos if you haven't already. Now, let's take a look at a few of the things going on around the Lego room. First off, you can see that we have put up the Batman art piece on the wall here, heading down into the Lego room. It's right beside the Batman mosaic, and really impressed with how this turned out. I think it looks amazing. I'm a big fan of the Batman animated series, and this gives off a lot of those vibes. And it's just a cool piece to see when I'm walking, down into the Lego room and back up out of the Lego room. So really happy to have this on the wall here. It is worth noting that this was a bit of a pain to hang on the wall. It's definitely not as sturdy as some of the other Lego art pieces that we have hanging on the wall here in the stairwell. Generally speaking, the art sets have been really good about having enough sort of overall structure that they can maintain their shape and, just hang nicely on the screws or whatever you sort of put into the wall to hang them on. But in addition to the couple of screws, which I believe are roughly in the middle here, also had to put some extra sticky tack on the wall in each of the corners to allow the art piece to not only hang on the wall, but to sit flat and flush against the wall. Without the sticky tack there, the corners were kind of coming off the wall and bending in a funny way. Just did not look nice or, very solid. So that's a change or, a little extra augmentation that we had to do to get this particular piece to hang on the wall here and look ideal. Not a huge thing, but still worth noting that, you do have to go to a few extra lengths to get this to properly display. And it's also worth noting that we have finished the Lego Galaxy art piece. Really happy with how this turned out. Love all the colors in it and all the interesting pieces that give this some texture and interesting sort of shapes throughout. Really happy with how it turned out. And I think it's going to be a great addition to the art in the stairwell here. Just need to find a home for it on the wall and get it hung up, but really happy with how this turned out. One other project in the stairwell here that is still in progress is our Batman brickheads. We are on brickhead number 7 of 8 from the recent Batman brickhead set. Really cool idea. Love the fact that they have represented so many different styles and looks for Batman in this set. And we're just waiting on a couple of parts via BrickLink that will help us with finishing these last 2 brickheads off. Brickhead number 7 there is pretty close. Just a few things left to finish him off, but really happy with the way these look, and I think they're a great addition to our brickheads wall here on the way down into the Lego room. Now, an addition that I've made to the side of the Lego tables here on the edge of the room, I've put in a couple of plastic trays that are hanging on, there's basically screws through a couple of the holes in the side of those plastic bins that are holding them to the table. And it's just giving me a nice place to store and access my battery boxes, controllers. We've got our battery box charger cable there. Things that kind of migrated around the room and didn't have a good home now can live here on the edge of the layout where I can easily get to them and find them. So really happy with how this is working. I've picked up another couple of these little plastic bins that I'm going to put in other spots around the table to keep up this sort of idea of being able to easily store things that I need to access around the layout in a quick, easy way. So happy with how these are working, and I think it's a great addition, which is going to be a good sort of quality of life change for the layout. Now, as I mentioned, I've been doing a number of things in terms of organizing and sort of cleaning up things around the Lego room to make it easier to fit in new orders of bricks, etc., that are coming for the projects that we have going on around the room. And one of the big things was revamping a bit of the organization that I had with the Acro-Mills containers on the wall here. Before we even look at that, though, one of the things you will notice is that I've been clearing out a number of the backlogged bins I had here that had parts in them that just hadn't made their way back into the Acro-Mills containers. Part of that was not necessarily having a good home for some of the pieces, and in some cases not having enough containers in a given area for all the colors of a particular piece that we actually had in our collection. So with the revamping of the system in the Acro-Mills containers, we've been able to clean out a number of those backlogged bins. Still a few of them around the space here. There's some more around the side of the table here, but the number is going down, and even better than that, the parts are going into places that are going to be really easy, I hope, for me to find as I need to access those parts. So let's take a closer look at some of the changes that I made over here and what that's meant for the storage system. One of the biggest changes that I implemented with the storage containers here is revamping what was stored in these Acro-Mills containers right here in this section. What I did here is I moved in all the masonry bricks, all of the snot bricks, so studs not on top, and then some of the other shapes of bricks that were not sort of the standard 1x or 2x bricks that we have represented over here. So if we come in closer, you can see up top here, got the 1x2 masonry bricks and the 2x2 corners, which are now over here. And then we go into the 1x4 masonry bricks. And then coming down over this way, we've got the beginnings of the 1x2 studs on the side there. And then we've got the 1x4 studs on the side, and then the 1x2 by, what does that say, 1 2/3 studs on the side. So the advantage of moving these over here is that we've got more space for them. So we can store more of the color variations for each of these parts. But previously, these were located in this wall of Acro-Mills containers over here on the bottom row. So there's still a few cases. We've got the 1x1 stud on the side, bricks still in here. Those will be moving out soon. But basically, we had a lot of non-standard stuff across the bottom row here, which was impeding the ability of everything above it to stretch down and make full use of the all the different containers in each column for the that type of brick. So for example, you can see now for the 1x2 bricks, all of these are stored by color, but you can see now that we've got a really nice long stretch of Acro-Mills drawers that are containing all the different color variations that we have. And it's even that is not enough for the wide variety of colors that some of these bricks come in, but it affords us a lot more space and enough space for most of these to comfortably fit with the main colors that we have in our collection. And this is also allowing us to expand out some of the area allotted to the different 2x plates that we have. So we can have more space here for all the different variations of the plates that we have, which is super helpful. And then over here, it's mostly the 1x plates. So, with more space, more different colors are able to be stored in the wall. We're also able to add in some different bricks that we were not supporting before in a drawer. So really happy with how this is working. We'll see as time goes on if there's some different ways that we want to modify this. There's still a few spots. We've got a lot of space allocated at the very end of the wall of Acro-Mills containers here for 2x8 and 2x10 bricks, which we don't have very many of. And so I'd like to collapse that down, which will give us even more room there to store some different things. So, it's just going back through and trying to optimize as much as possible so that we can get more bricks, more variety of bricks into our storage system, which makes it, one, easier to find stuff. We can get things off the floor. But then two, it just makes it, a lot easier when we're working on various projects to find the parts that we need. So really happy with how this is working so far. It's already helped with some of the sorting I was doing and getting parts out of our to be sorted bins and into the Acro-Mills containers. So we'll see, this will continue to evolve as we move forward, but really happy with the progress here. The big next step in this sort of ongoing project will be starting to revamp a number of the smaller Acro-Mills drawers that we have. Tons of different bricks and various parts are represented in this part of the storage system here. But there's a number of things in here that would be nice to break out into more of a per color sorting storage system. So whereas we've done that over here with the plates and the bigger brick pieces, so we've got all the different types and then it breaks down by color. Most of the parts over on these smaller drawers, it's just a part and then all the different colors are in that drawer. But there are definitely some pieces in here that would be nice to break out into a more refined granular storage system. You can see on the edge of the wall over here, we've started to do that with we've got the 1x1 plate stud pieces here by color. Makes it much easier, but we can do that. There's a lot of different 1x1 style pieces. We could do that with our tile pieces, with the rounded pieces, the rounded ones with the hole open in the middle, or with the closed stud in the middle. Lots of different ways that would be good to continue that for those pieces in this first few rows of the Acro-Mills containers. And then from there we can decide, as we move down here, what other parts would be good to break out into that sort of more granular system. But really happy with how this is working. Like I said, we've, eliminated a number of containers that we had sitting off at the side of the room with parts waiting for a home, and, hoping to continue to get these containers off the ground and make it easier to get parts out of bins, sorted, and into the storage wall. So that covers most of the new things that have been happening down in the Lego room. Still a lot of work going on as we work on getting our bridges finalized and put together. We've got our sidings that are waiting on Bricklink orders for finishing the track off there. We've got a number of Mills modules here that are waiting for some of our city projects to kick off. And I'm continuing to work on thinning out our under table space so that we can start building the table surfaces under there for the lower level layout. Making good progress there, but you're going to start to see a number of build videos popping up on the channel on a daily basis or a near daily basis, reviewing sets and putting things into the new display system that I'm thinking of for the wall over there. And as I mentioned, we've got the first pieces of wood over there that are going to get mounted up onto the wall soon for the ceiling part of the layout. Looking forward to getting track running up there. So, lots of things going on at the moment, and a whole bunch of Bricklink orders coming in to facilitate these projects and other buildings and various scenery that we are working on around the layout. Also worth noting that we are roughly a month away from a show that we will be displaying at in September. Looking forward to that, but that's going to be a big push to get things ready in terms of track, buildings, scenery, trains, etc., ready to take to the show. So we'll be finishing things off around the layout here, and then we'll be talking about the sort of packing up and transportation of all of those to the show. It's always a big time, but an exciting time. And we'll see how some of the different projects that we've worked on around the room will work in terms of making it easier to move things in and out of the room here. So looking forward to that, and you can keep an eye out for those videos on the channel. But that is it for this particular video. Like I said, we've got a number of videos in the queue for the next few days talking about some of the projects and some of the orders that we're placing in more detail, so you can see some of the things that we are working on and getting set to work on around the layout. But really exciting time. Looking forward to seeing all of these different projects start to come to life around the layout. And we will do another few running of the train videos around the layout. I want to make sure as we're doing all of these projects that the layout stays in good working order, and we'll start to run trains on the new track sections as they come online, both up on the ceiling, on the lower level, and a few of the track modifications that we're thinking about for the upper level of the layout here as well. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of those upcoming videos. But thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.